Welcome to the Windy City Bender Podcast with your hosts, Nolly, Poetzy, and Jarom.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome. Episode 34. Oh, we didn't talk about this.
We did not talk about it.
No, we didn't.
So give them the.
We'll
give
do it
them the
live.
options.
Yeah, we'll do it live. So
Fuck
it's
it.
episode 34
We're going
here
over.
At the Windy City Bender Podcast. It's me, Poetzy, along with Nolly.
Hey.
And Jarom.
Hey.
So 34, we narrowed it down to a couple. One of them was Jason Strudwick.
Yes.
Yeah, Jason Strudwick, Yuri Sakach, or
Dylan Olsen.
It's funny because on the paper it
Yeah,
has
we scratched
Yeah,
that.
we scratched
Yeah.
that.
Why? Because we don't want too many goalies in a row.
Yeah.
That's
That was-
fair.
that was
I'm
his
glad.
idea,
That's my
too.
idea.
Good. Because I would have gone with the Panger, but I'm going with
We'll do that for 40.
Olsen.
Olsen?
Okay.
All right, we'll
Why
go with the
not?
Olsen. It's the Olsen.
The only thing Dylan's done for us.
So, yeah, well. So yeah, welcome. It's Sunday. Yeah, Sunday afternoon. Playoffs have started. It's been exciting as usual. A couple of
Depends on who you're rooting for.
yeah. You switched from a Leafs sweater to a Jets sweater.
Yeah, well, it's every other day.
Yeah, some good stuff, some surprises, good and bad. We'll get to that in a little bit, but first, something super freaking cool happened to us. We got in touch with Lindsay Wilhite, part of the Wolves PR staff, Chicago Wolves. Thanks to Matt Ross, he was able to get into touch with us, and he took us out to a Wolves game on his dime, which was super awesome. And we talked to him for a little bit, and we had a blast with the boys.
Oh yeah, it was a
Yep.
great time.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, we got tickets to go to the game. They were playing Rockford. It was sweet. They played. It was the second of a home and home. Preview of the first round playoffs too.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing each other, which is dope. Because I think that's perfect for the Blackhawks and the Wolves. Perfect situation pretty much for them.
They have a thing too where it's the Illinois Lottery Cup.
Yep. Pretty sure the Wolves won.
Yeah, which I was blown away when we were walking around the concourse and actually saw the
The
physical
actual
trophy.
cup,
I didn't
yeah.
think there was like an actual trophy for
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, like Poet said, barn was packed.
Really was.
They were bumping. Not only, I mean, people came out from Rockford, which I figured they would. They travel well. They have a good fan base over there. And then lots of Wolves fans, lots of Vegas jerseys, which was surprising.
Jersey watching was
Fantastic.
a lot of
God,
fun.
that was great.
That game.
Fantastic.
There was
yeah.
a solid Amani jersey there. There was a Sakura jersey.
We saw throwback Thrashers,
Yeah.
North Stars,
Mhm.
Whalers, lots of good
I
ones.
saw a couple Stammers,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had the Hanson brothers walking around.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, all three
All
of them.
decked out. Yeah, there's a Tatar, Flurry.
Yeah, Tatar Golden
And,
Knights jersey. That one kind of blew me away.
I think I saw a Marchessault one. So yeah, it was really
a lot
cool.
of D5s too.
Oh yeah.
A lot of D5s.
Yep, that was dope.
Well done.
But yeah, I mean, it was really cool. Very cheap to go to.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, especially right now for if you're a big Hawks fan and you don't have much to watch, you don't want to watch the playoffs because it hurts, because it's hurting me right now. So I mean, definitely check it out. Playoff series starts against the Wolves on the 21st in Chicago, and then it's every other best of 5.
Goes back and forth from Rockford to Chicago, which is kind of dumb.
Which is dumb, but at the same time, it's a best of 5. So I mean, if it's a 3-game sweep, I mean, I guess either way, you're only playing one game at home for Rockford. But
It's not as dumb for us because it's how close that they are.
exactly.
Right, but like,
Yeah.
what if it was
Milwaukee versus like San Antonio or
Exactly.
something like that. Yeah.
That's tough.
Talk about?
But yeah, I mean,
Lag.
especially like if you want to go see some of the younger guys, like they got Forsberg, Clendenning, Highmore, Hayden.
Forsling, not Forsberg.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Boma,
Forsling is good. Forsberg
Kampf,
is not.
Martinson. You know, there's a lot of good youth guys out there
Those
for
youths.
the kids.
Oh.
And
And then
yeah.
also, if you go to see the future of the Golden Knights too, I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah.
a lot of prospects coming from the Wolves side too.
Mhm.
yeah, and it was a good fucking game.
Yeah.
on
Back and
Saturday. every single goal was an awesome goal.
Oh
there
my
wasn't
God,
one shit goal that went in. They were
the goal
all
that
great.
that the Wolves scored to
2-4,
tie it
not a
up.
big deal.
Yeah, he tied it up, tied 4-4, and he was at an impossible angle and somehow
Yeah, he was along
snuck
the
it
boards
inside
at the
post.
hash, and he went far side bar in
Yeah,
over the glove, and it was a beauty.
that was filthy.
Or over the blocker.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And they were showing ticket prices in the lower bowl for less than $40.
Mm-hmm.
So
Can't beat that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was neat.
grab some sodas and go out with the boys.
Yeah, get ready to scream too, because they
Yeah.
love that scream.
They
Oh yeah, fantastic, good
And the
time.
boys loved it as well, which was
Definitely got the boys
unprecedented.
buzzing.
Yeah. So yeah, that was an unreal time. Thank you very much to Lindsay and the Chicago Wolves for that.
Yes, thank you.
I'd love to do it again if we're gonna plan something.
Yeah.
Make sure to get your picture with skates like we did.
Yes. Oh my God, we had to stand behind like 8 pairs of children before Skates kind of looked at us and went, "All right, just let's get it over with. Come on." Yeah. So that was super cool. Lots of fun. Let's move on to quick little Hawks talk about the some exit interviews. John McDonough. I almost said John Davidson, but that's Blue Jackets. John McDonough came out and said Q and Bowman are safe. Said that, I think, last week.
Yeah.
So it kind of took all of the, I don't know, all of the points for the reporters to ask questions.
Just shut the
for.
fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. So they talked about Hossa and Crawford a little bit. Haas really hasn't changed. Apparently he's going to be going out to dinner with the Hawks front office to kind of go over his future and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens there. Crawford, they said that he's just about ready to go. Just in time, huh? For the Calder playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, send him down. Let's get us a cup. Well, first of all, Hossa, hopefully everything's good. Make cap space for me, because
That's the thing.
we need it.
Well, we need him or we need
Yes.
the cap space? Okay.
Well,
let's make
both,
Yeah,
obviously.
I was just waiting to see what you're.
That's the thing. What's more important for the Hawks, not only right now, but in the future? Is it more important for Hossa to come back, or is it more important for the Hawks to have some cap space?
But I mean, the cap space. What do you use it for?
It really depends too where the
Got
cap
it.
ends up falling this year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I mean, it can either be just a small jump or it can be a huge.
Huge
It could go up like
Yeah.
5.
They were talking
Yeah.
about between 70. What was it? 75 and 82. It could be.
If it went all the way up to 82, we could easily make sure Hossa comes back.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
have some extra
But-
fun.
If not, I
He's got what, 2 years left on his contract?
no, I think next year's is the last.
No, it goes to
Is it
2021.
2021?
Yeah,
So we got 2 more years after this.
I believe
Mhm.
so.
Okay.
I'll
I mean,
just verify that
you
real
got to think that's we got guys like Schmaltz and Hinestroza and DeBrincat who are going to end up getting paid some pretty big bucks, and they're going to be the Hawks' new core.
Mm-hmm.
So that money's got to come from somewhere, and if Hossa comes back next year, it's like,
But not all that's coming back next year.
yeah, I know.
And, I mean,
So
Going
technically
back-
3 seasons with Hossa left.
3 years?
Yeah,
Fuck.
at
Well-
5.27.
But I mean, last season that he played, he was better than I thought
Oh,
he
absolutely.
had been in a while.
It
And I
was-
think it was all the youth on the team.
I think it was one of his best offensive seasons as a Blackhawk.
Yeah. And
26 goals, 19 assists.
Yeah.
I mean, throwing him out there, we all seen what he did with Saad, his first go around, and you could tell that he's just the kind of player that the younger kids learn to play like, because he plays that 2-way hockey. He's great pickpocketing people, which he learned from Datsuk, and obviously Schmaltz might have picked something up from Hossa from the 1 year he played with him, because Schmaltz has been one of the best on the team.
Phenomenal at that.
Yeah, the turning over pucks. So I mean, I don't know if you bring him in for a year if he's healthy. This is all if he's healthy. And-
Speculated.
yeah. Bring him in for a year, have him hang out with those kids again, and then maybe move his contract for the last 2 years, and then open up that
Right.
cap space. Because I mean, God knows we could use him his defensive play, and the kids could use him for experience.
Well, what if they just bring him in around to be around the guys, but not, actually be a part of the team? Like, kind of like a coach / ambassador type of thing, situation where
Could be.
he can still help develop these guys and, spread his knowledge kind of thing, but we still get the cap relief from the LTIR.
I wonder what the
league would say about it.
Yeah, I wonder what like the small print says about that.
Right,
the fine
that's still.
print.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it all depends on
Right.
his actual health, which. I don't
Well,
know.
if
Maybe
he
just
did
needed
come
a
back,
year
it
of
certainly would be
cleaning his
helpful
equipment
for,
off.
It would certainly be helpful for not only the young guys, but for Brandon Stott, just kind of be like, okay, so
This is how you play.
this is what you wanted me to do. Okay,
Yeah.
I gotcha. And Crawford, I mean, I feel like he was fine towards the end of the year, and they probably could have thrown him in there, but they're like, you know what?
There's no
There's
point.
no point.
There's no
There's no
point.
point.
We're out of it. No sense in you getting hurt again.
Yep.
Just sit
Which
this
is a
one out.
smart move.
Yep, absolutely. Because you don't want to mess with a head injury at all.
No,
No.
especially on a goalie.
Yep. And somebody who is so freaking valuable to the Blackhawks.
As we've seen,
apparently.
we've been saying this for years, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody said, no, the D is great. Well, no. The D was great then, but Crawford was amazing too.
Mm-hmm. A .929 save percentage when he went down.
That's unreal.
In the final 47 games of the year, Forsberg, Glass, Berube, D'Elia, and Scott Foster combined for a .901. Now, the
And-
funny thing about that last sentence is the fact that Scott Foster raises that .901.
Yeah, I was just gonna say 7 out of 7. It helps a lot.
Yeah. Which is
They would have been in the 800s
pathetic.
without Foster.
Yeah. They talked to Anton Forsberg at the locker cleanouts too. He said, I felt like I had a lot of good games, and I felt like I had too many bad games too. I've been really inconsistent, and that's something I'll take with me and I'll work on. He also said there's some technical tweaks that he can make to keep up with the faster NHL game, but his primary concern is his mental toughness. So
I mean, I
stop
feel
letting up soft goals.
I feel
basically, is
I
what
feel for
everybody's
him a
trying to
little
tell him.
bit.
Well, stop being soft, apparently.
Yeah, I kind of, though I feel for him a little bit. I mean, this is not an ideal situation for him, to get into his first full season.
What do you mean?
Because of all this, this whole team was in the retool situation, and I feel like he just kind of got fed out, be fed out there to the wolves kind of situation. I don't feel he got the right.
See, I understand that, and I feel for him a little bit, but at the same time,
This was his opportunity.
exactly.
This is when Scott Darling and Ronta both had their opportunities. They
he
ran
spent
with
the
it.
last 3 years in the AHL being one of the top goaltenders down there.
And you finally get your chance to shine,
Right.
And you do this.
I understand
No,
maybe it
yeah,
was,
and
it
I
was
understand-
too much too
yeah,
fast.
I understand
get
that too, though. But what I'm saying, the difference between the Ronta and the Darling situation was the team in front.
Yeah.
But this isn't like a rebuild year, technically. They still thought they had a chance to go to the Cup. They put what they thought, quote unquote,
Right.
would be a contending team.
No,
And
yeah.
I mean, it was a good team. The defense is obviously the weakest point, but
Problem. Yeah.
I mean, there's still an opportunity for him to do well. If he stands on his head a couple games, people start looking at him. But instead, he lets in soft goals, and everybody's like, "What the fuck? Why did we?" That makes the Sod trade even worse.
So the MO on Crawford is he gets at least 1 or 2 injuries a year, and he'll miss at least 20 games, right?
Right.
Every year. It's
Which
like
is
clockwork.
Ideal almost for a backup.
Right.
Yeah.
You get 20 to 25 games, maybe even 30 if Crawford
Right.
falls down some stairs again. So going into that, you kind of had to know, hey, I'm probably going to get a lot of games here.
Yeah.
I better get ready. I don't know. I think next year you got to pick up somebody else.
Oh yeah, there's
Got
an
to pick somebody
opportunity.
else.
There's
There's
an
got to
opportunity.
be somebody else back there who can actually handle that weight load.
Mm-hmm.
But like we said before, it all comes down to where's the cap at.
Yeah.
All of this comes down to where's
Which
the
is
cap
sad.
at.
Every single year, that's where we're at.
Mm-hmm. But the good thing is they're all pretty excited about the cap, so maybe they know something more.
I think
than
honestly,
we do.
Vegas coming in and selling out as much as they did has to help the league.
Oh yeah.
It has to.
Well, and imagine what Seattle's going to do.
Right. Well,
selling all those season tickets in, 10 minutes or something like that?
Yeah.
Absolutely kicking Vegas' ass in the pre-sale.
So who knows? Who knows? Some of the other quotes that I thought were pretty interesting. Kane and DeBrincat were going back and forth with each other. DeBrincat said, "I know Kane could have shot a few more pucks. Thanks to him for that. I know he had 2-on-1s where he opted to pass. He definitely could have scored a few more goals." To which Kane responded, "I let him win. I was playing with Sharpie the past couple games, so I passed it every time." So, kind of goes back to what we've been saying about Kane, how he's
Helping out
been
the
more of a
youths.
mentor towards the kids.
Yeah.
Towards anybody, more than anybody else, really. I don't know, kind of a boring locker clean out. I think everybody just kind of wanted to be like, all right, let's
Get the fuck out
I
of
mean,
here.
what
just
else?
end this
What else
season,
could
get
be
the hell
said?
outta
Like, I
here.
feel
Yeah.
like they were answering the same questions
Yeah.
throughout the entire season. Once
Right.
it just went downhill. It was
Right.
the same questions being asked over and over.
Yeah. I did think it was interesting before we move on. They were talking to Jonathan Toews, and they said, "What's your offseason plan?" And he went, "It's more of the same." And then they asked him if a player can either get stronger or faster, or stronger and faster at his age, and he said that he thinks there are ways. There's a work in progress. Doesn't seem very like.
That seems.
That seems like a very open answer, and he's not 100% sure, but I'm going to give you this answer just to...
Yeah.
It's very political.
Political,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
And hearing more of the same sounds terrible. Because what?
Yeah.
It didn't do anything this year for him, really. I mean, he wasn't faster. He didn't seem much stronger. He didn't play any better.
I don't think he needs to get stronger. He's already strong as a
Yeah,
bull.
and he admitted going into this season that he needs to be faster. And now he's saying more of the same. Like, well, what did you do last year
Yeah.
that made it so much better this year that you need to keep doing it? I don't know. It's just, I don't know. He sounds meh.
Yeah. They're also asking him, like, comparing him to Kopitar and stuff like that, and he kind of came back with an answer that was basically like, well, Kopitar is that type of a player to where he could bounce back and from a 52-point season and get 92 points. He's like, but I'm not that type of player. That's more somebody like Kaner or DeBrincat or Schmaltz, So I think he thinks that the fans' idea of him bouncing back next year is a little bit higher than what's probably going to end up happening.
And that's fair.
Because he's not that type of
No,
player.
he's
He's not
not.
going to get 90 points. He never has. I don't think he's gotten anything more than 60 or 70.
76 was the most.
Yeah.
Which is high for him, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, even, like,
And that was
hearing
what,
and that's
08,
like, wow.
09 maybe?
That was 2010, 11.
Yeah.
But I was watching the highlights of the 2015 playoff run, and there were so many fucking goals he had throughout that playoff run. And it's like, why he has this thing
Well,
where he can step up in big moments
Captain
and
Clutch,
when he
I was
needs
just about to
to.
say.
And like, if you could do that during those playoff runs, why can't you do that during the regular season?
Yeah.
It seems like this year, whenever they needed him to step up big, he was never there for it. So I mean, him saying that he'll never be that kind of player, that bounce back player, kind of goes back to him saying, "Oh, it's just gonna be more of the same workouts this year." Like,
Right.
what? Like, you can't believe in yourself a little bit. Like, say, "Oh, well, I only had 40 points or whatever he had this year. Like, I'm going for 10 more at
58.
least next year." Yeah, like you
Yeah.
could say 60. Or
I'm sorry, 52.
52. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you could say, "Oh, I had 52 this year. I'll go for 60, 65."
Mhm.
Like, that'd be a bounce back year for me.
Yeah.
Like, the most I ever had was 76 or whatever you said it was.
Mhm.
I don't even remember
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, 76.
But like, I don't know. That's just I don't know that. I'm questioning him more and more. I feel like lately it might just be me being psychotic or something. But like hearing Kane's more of a mentor now, hearing Taze be like, "Oh yeah, just more of the same." Like, I'm not a bounce back player. Like, where's his energy going? Like,
No,
is it his
I think
girlfriend or
I-
something?
I
Like,
think you're
what's it-
taking it the wrong
she's
way. I
sucking
don't
it
think
out
he
of him?
means like. I don't think he means like I'm gonna phone it in type of a thing. Like, I don't expect much out of myself. I think he means I'm gonna stick to this because I think that this is the right thing to do, and I'm gonna come back a better player.
Yeah, but then
He's also telling
not a
people
bounce
like,
back.
no. I think he's telling people, don't expect me to get the 90-something points because that's not the kind of player I
Yeah,
am.
because
Yeah.
like
No,
you're
I
saying,
mean, I
the
get that.
the Kopitar comments that a lot of people have been saying that for a while,
Right.
And I think I even brought that up on the show a couple.
And it's because they're
episodes ago,
comparable
but
players. I
yeah,
mean, they're both.
their styles
And
the same.
Bergeron
Exactly.
as well, but
Right.
yeah. I mean, Bergeron's a 30-goal scorer. Tays won't be.
Right.
But I don't know. Just watching him play this year just wasn't. I didn't think it was anything special. And then-
Everybody had a terrible
Yeah.
year, so I mean,
That's fair.
just gonna have to see next year what happens. So
yeah, take the L and bounce back.
no kidding. All right, let's move on from
Depression.
the shit Hawks. World Championship.
Wait. We skipped over a lot that I wanted to talk about.
All right, what do you want?
Hawks. You always do this.
Well,
You always
jump in.
We have bullet points that we want to go over, and you skip half of them, and those are the half that I have bullet
All right, well
shit
then
to talk about.
jump in.
So it said we got a bullet here about Bowman. His goal is to re-sign younger players, which is a great
Sorry,
goal
younger
for
what?
him to have. Players, which is a great goal for him to have. Absolutely, because we have some great players on the team, and we need to re-sign them. But he needs to be smart about them this time
Yes.
and not give Yurko
Yukiharu. You mean Thomas Yurko?
Yes, $1 million
Henry Yurko.
and Jan Ruda $2 million when they have absolutely done nothing to deserve that type of money.
Yeah.
We, like we said earlier, we always go into every season. At the end of every season, we go into the next one. Like, where's the cap at? What are we gonna do? Well, these are the reasons that we have this problem, right here.
Right. Well, and one of the things I was reading one of Mark Lazarus's articles about the locker cleanout, and he was talking about how the Hawks need to sign a top 4 D-man this offseason. You just have to, based off of last year. And he went and
we don't
listed.
have a top 4D man.
He went and listed every Blackhawks defenseman that Stan has signed that has either turned out to be nothing or was good and got traded away. Listen to the list here.
Well, can I just go through the list that I came up with out of the top of my head?
Yeah, because this list is very long.
Yeah, well, we could just go through these ones because half of those we're not going to do anything anyway.
All right, that's fine. I think that just kind of hammers the point that Bowman was an idiot.
Oh, yeah, there's fucking way too many.
Yeah.
Jarmelson, obviously, to start with, and we get Connor Murphy.
Who Bowman said was our best defenseman for the second half of the year.
What? Nick Leddy, we have 0 things left from that trade, by the way, because I made the trade tree that I never showed anybody. And yeah, so that's great. And Leddy's probably the Islanders' best defenseman, which I guess you could say isn't saying much because the Islanders suck, but it's saying a lot.
That says a lot.
Steven Johns down in Dallas could have been
good.
Good, very helpful.
I feel like he scores every time the Hawks play him.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Kempney to Washington this year. He's in their top 4.
Yes, sir. He scored.
He hit a big goal too towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
So
Yep,
hey, we need a top 4, but let's get rid of one.
Mm-hmm.
TVR, which you could argue isn't that special, but on this type of team, I would rather have him than Connor Murphy. That's for sure.
Cup champion.
And the last one just got stuffed in the minors this year after waiting till the beginning of the year to give him cap space. Cody Franson.
Yeah.
What? Why sign him, 1, if you're just going to throw him in the minors, and 2, he was
Good.
I thought great. He was one of the best guys, defensemen on the power play.
Oh, yeah.
He had a fucking bomb 1T.
Yeah.
What do you?
And he wasn't great on defense, but he
No.
was certainly a better option than half the defensemen that we stuck with.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like we expected him to be some standout defenseman. It was he can go out there,
Eat minutes.
eat minutes, protect the puck, and then put it in the back of the net if we need him to.
Plus, he's a veteran defenseman who could probably teach the younger defensemen a couple tricks. I don't know.
And then I guess Q was saying something about we'll be looking into tighten up systems next year, which you fucking better. Power play, 16%, 28th in the league this year. they always have a dog shit.
I was
fucking
just
power
about to
play.
say, I don't think the power play even matters at this point anymore.
Well,
I would
okay.
only focus on the penalty kill because the power play is always dog shit.
Okay, well,
Always.
one thing, just stop the drop back fucking entry because that'll help at least get you from 16 to 24%. Yeah, shout out. Thanks, guys. And the PK was 70.1%, 20th in the league, which
It was a lot better
Yeah.
until the last, I want to say, month and a half of the year, and then they just tanked, let in like gobs of power play goals per game, and a good portion of that came from playing the Avalanche.
which yeah, ouch. But yeah, like you said, the power play is always dog shit, but the PK is always good. And right now,
Right.
well, when you get rid of Brent Sobel from the 2010 year, who was unbelievable on the PK, Jarmelson, who's always been the backbone of the PK, yeah, Dave Bolin, Michael Frolik,
Ben Smith.
Michael Kruger, or Marcus Kruger, sorry, and you get rid of all those guys, there goes your fucking PK
Yeah.
unit, because now you got fucking Seabrook and Keith out there, and Hossa.
Yeah.
So that fucking sucks.
Yep. That hurts for sure.
And then the last bullet for the Hawks. Sorry, this is going on a lot longer than we probably thought, but the Saad seemed to be called up by everyone. Is that fair to him? I thought this was interesting. What do you guys think about it?
Yes and no. I can see how you have an off year. Everybody around you has an off year. It's hard for you to have a decent season, you know? But at the same time, the whole purpose that we made this trade for you was for you to ignite our first line. And that first line would ignite the rest of our lineup. Literally the entire purpose. So, I mean, you failed to do what you had to do.
Is that putting a little too much on him, though? You think that he was the one responsible for, bringing him back?
Well,
That's like, I'm with you, like, yes and no. Like, I think,
It puts a lot on him, but it comes from Stan Bowman. The whole thing comes from Bowman.
Okay.
He's the one that made that trade and said, hey, this is what you're going to do.
and it puts a lot on him, but it wasn't. At the same time, it wasn't a lot to put on him. Like, it was a lot to put on him, but it wasn't a lot because it was an easy situation. It's not like he's going to Columbus with guys he's never played before. He knows the system here. He knows the players here. And going back to the first game of the year, I thought it was going to be the greatest trade of all time.
I know. Try of all time.
Yeah, try of all time, but it was not of all time ever.
No.
Not even once. Even if
No.
there's a fire. So, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
That was huge, disappointing trade.
I'm interested to see what he does next season just because he sucked his first year in Columbus too.
Yeah, and
then he woke up.
not like Bowman sounds like an ass saying it, like you can't judge it off one season, but at the same time you kind of can't.
Watch me.
No,
Panarin's out here dropping 3 points and got a game-winning overtime
franchise
goal.
records.
Yeah.
And
80 points. Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's long term.
it still goes back to Bowman trying to protect himself and listen.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and bringing back old players for no reason at all.
Yeah.
Anywho, we can move on. Sorry, I just wanted to go on a couple rants.
No, that was good. I liked that. All right, World Championship. This is always a lot of fun to watch, I feel.
Yeah.
It's kind of a nice break from, well, it was a nice break when the Hawks won the playoffs because you got to watch and you're like, oh, this is nice not having any stress watching a hockey game, you know?
And that's just the whole playoffs this year.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So, well, for you, I mean,
It's fine. We can keep going.
okay. We'll get to it in a bit.
Put that down at the very bottom.
Yeah,
for
I know.
A reason. You
Sorry,
keep bringing it up.
he brought it up. It's always him. But yeah, I always feel like these games are fun. USA.
It's gonna be better than the Olympics, that's
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, no kidding. Kaner's going to be the team captain for USA. DeBrincat and Murphy will be on the team. Schmaltz is thinking about it. Saad said he's not going to do it, which I think is kind of a good idea.
Yeah.
Just get away from hockey for a little bit.
Focus on his training.
Yeah. Yurko and Joki Harju will also be in the World Championship. Jurko for Slovakia and Joki Harju for Finland.
Gustafsson just was announced for Sweden.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
forgot about that one. And I don't think anybody on Team Canada for any of the Hawks. So, which I kind of like, especially from the guys that have been around for such a long time, the core guys. Just kind of relax
There's no
for
reason-
a bit.
yeah,
Take the
there's no reason
summer,
to.
Yeah.
chill
We've
out
played
for a
so
bit.
many. This is the first time I haven't made the playoffs in 10 years,
And
so it's.
I've seen so
Good
many
idea.
things on Twitter that were like, well, their playoffs only lasted 4 games last year. But it's like, that still
That's
has
the
like...
four
Four more games. Like,
4 more games than
And
the-
those 4 games carried so much weight for them
Yeah, not well.
than I
And
think
it's-
any game that they've had in the playoffs in a long, long time.
And I feel like 4 games in the playoffs is like equivalent to like 10 games in regular season almost. Well, not 10, but like it's maybe 8. Like it's double. Like each
it's a whole.
game
It's
is
a
just so-
different. It's a
Oh,
different
absolutely.
game.
Absolutely.
look-
And that's why when you get suspended in the playoffs, it's less games because they know that there's so much more each game.
Right.
So, I don't know. So
But yeah, that should be a lot of fun to watch. The dates are from May 4th to the 20th, correct?
yep,
Correct.
Yeah.
in Denmark.
In Denmark.
So yeah, and another way
you
to
could
keep watching some.
Where,
players.
what channel are those usually on?
NHL Network.
NHL Network,
usually.
yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
I think there occasionally will be on like
NBCSN or something. Yeah.
Yeah, because they own the world now.
Yeah.
It'll be like when there's
Apparently.
like probably no games going on.
Yeah.
So
They're usually earlier in the morning too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Just set the DVR.
when
the
you're at work,
Dover.
just throw it on in the background. You know.
Whatever.
All right, NHL playoffs have started. We'll start in the West. Nashville, Colorado. This is so much closer than I thought it was going to be.
oh yeah.
Colorado has led in both of these games so far and just could not,
Started the first goal.
Yeah.
Score the first goal of each team.
just could not hold on. Nashville is clearly the better team.
100%.
Clearly the better team. But Colorado's given them a nice run for their money.
Yeah. They're making them work for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like just rolling over and die like a lot of
Mhm.
what I thought was gonna happen.
Right.
But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's definitely fighting them. It's like, how long can that last?
Yeah.
I mean, they lost 5-2 the first game and 5-4 the second game, which was actually a doozy of a game.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it goes in Colorado. Game 1 in Colorado.
They might steal one on home ice, but I don't think it goes much farther than that.
I think it's 5.
yeah, I stick
mean,
with that 5.
Good for them for sticking it to the Preds, but
Yeah.
the Preds are just too good.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Philip Forsberg has had some absolutely filthy mitts that I think we all knew.
Hey, Washington.
We all knew it.
Hashtag Martin Erat.
But he just made Sam Girard look silly, and now Girard is out
Yeah.
because he's probably
It said
like,
upper body, so it's definitely he's lost it.
Yeah.
100% Braden Holtby-esque with the Kucherov. He's just he lost his mind.
Yeah.
That's it. It's over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was disgusting. And Nathan McKinnon is just a monster.
Oh my God.
We had yesterday. We had the pregame on for the Preds Avs game and the Devils Lightning game, and it was funny because they at the same time they both went into the preview of the Avs and the Devils, and all they were showing were McKinnon and Hall highlights because those are the only two guys
Yeah.
that can fucking do anything for either team, and that was just I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. The next game for Nashville, Colorado will be Monday at
Also, fuck the NHL
9
with
o'clock.
these fucking times. It's fucking bullshit. You don't start a game at 9:30 p.m. Central Time because then nobody in the East is going to watch it. Only half the people in the West or in the Central are going to watch it. And you're dumb because you start 2 games at 2 o'clock and then do a 6:30 and then 9:30. Like, no, you're fucking dumb. Figure out your scheduling.
Do you remember Pat Foley's rant in the 2014 playoffs
No,
about the time? We'll tweet that out or
we'll find it somewhere.
find
Yeah.
it somewhere. Yeah. He basically said exactly what you said.
Well, also,
And he
why-
did it live on air as they're going to a commercial, and it was simulcast as an NBCSN game. So he
Nice.
was on NBCSN
Nice.
telling the NHL basically you're fucking stupid
Yeah,
and
they
figure your
keep
shit out, and they
fucking
cut him off.
doing it. Good. Well, good because you don't start 2 games at 2 o'clock because then you can't watch both of the fucking games. And also, you don't throw any on NHL Network because then you have nowhere else to watch it unless it's on your TV because you fucking black out games.
Which is the
Even
most
though
ridiculous thing.
I pay for the NHL Network to watch fucking games on the website when I can't see it on TV. Fuck you, NHL.
But hey,
I love you so
But
much.
So much.
I love you so much.
Game 4 for Devils in Tampa, Golf Channel.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still don't get that. I understand it because it's an NBC channel, but I
Yeah.
still don't get it.
Golf seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's golf season's getting ready for one of the teams.
Yeah, it's
I was
game,
gonna
what it is.
say.
Game 4 if it's
Yeah.
a sweep.
Just a preview for the Devils.
Yeah.
Winnipeg, Minnesota. The whiteout is
Amazing.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So worth the wait.
Yeah, I love the random guys wearing the dark jerseys because, like, what?
Yeah, what are you doing? Come on.
Also,
Get
but
the memo.
this is like one of the main reasons I wish the NHL would go back to white jerseys at home because
Yeah.
it kind of looks silly with the Wild wearing white and then the white out for Winnipeg.
Yeah.
But either way, it doesn't matter because it's fucking amazing
Mhm.
and those fans are awesome. And line A bingoing both games. The kid came ready to play in the playoffs. And I feel like, honestly, that was kind of a question going into the playoffs.
Yes.
For Winnipeg, if he could show up, and he is doing that.
Yeah, that was a question. Hellebuck was a question.
Yes.
Hellebuck has
And
been a
he's- yes.
Hasn't really faced many shots.
It doesn't
But
matter because
in a-
he's looked good for the
Yes.
shots he has faced.
Yeah. Minnesota just looks like a wounded puppy.
Yeah,
It's typical
just-
Wild. I mean,
Oh my God!
And Boudreaux.
The zoom in on Boudreaux's face after every goal is my absolute favorite thing. We've talked about it last year, that he just cannot hide his emotions on the bench.
He
and
just looks
it is so
dumbfounded
funny.
every single time.
Oh,
It's so great.
I love it.
Yeah, old yellow style. Just go ahead and put
Oh, yeah.
it down.
yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Dustin Bufflin is a wrecking ball.
God, yeah.
He is a
out to hurt
wrecking
people.
ball.
We were watching
Oh my God.
game 1, and he was literally first. I don't know how, but he was the first one on the forecheck and first one back, blowing people up, and then the first one on the forecheck. I was like, why?
Yeah.
Where did all
Where's
this
he
energy
going?
come from? He lost he had to have lost like over 100 pounds from that 275 he was at a couple years ago. Because holy shit, he was wheeling.
He is an absolute monster, and nobody stands a chance in a one-on-one against him.
I'd love to see him dummy Chara.
Oh man,
Because everybody
would be
says Chara is just such a mean,
Yeah.
a beast on the ice. No, Bufflin would fuck him up.
I would
And
love to see that.
Love that.
Absolutely.
Or Marchand, just because fuck Marchand.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that series is 2-0.
Does it change at all going to Minnesota?
Like,
Same thing with
it's like
Colorado.
Colorado,
They
yeah.
might win one because of the fans. But it's
If it comes back to Winnipeg 2-2, I'll be surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Next game, game 3, is tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. No,
No,
8
tonight.
o'clock. Oh, is it tonight?
Yep.
That is tonight. Sorry.
Depending on when you're listening, it was either
Yeah.
tonight or
Tonight at
yesterday.
8 o'clock. Yeah, the thing was
They play at 6
Screwing me
o'clock
up.
no matter what.
Yeah.
8 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
You're wrong on every
I'm
aspect.
literally reading all this
So
incorrectly.
going back to like every talk we ever have, like does it hurt being wrong this
up.
often?
Shut your mouth. Your whole mouth hole.
Just the whole thing, huh?
Yeah, just
not
the
even
whole
like
thing.
a little bit of it.
Nope. Not even a little bit. Let's move on to the most exciting series.
But if
that
I
there's
shut my
been
mouth,
the entire
then
time.
only wrong things are
Just
gonna
when
be
I
spewed
point
out.
at you, go ahead and talk.
Okay.
Vegas, LA is so much fun to watch.
Yes.
So much fun to watch. The Vegas fans are loving every minute of it.
Also, I don't know if you guys seen, but they were leaving the arena today to go to the airport, and the fans, were just from the arena like to the highway. Were just lined up, screaming at the
No
players
shit.
like, "Fucking let's go!"
That's
come
amazing.
on."
It's
I love
amazing how
that.
they've embraced
We have
this,
to
like-
retweet that. Yeah. Okay.
Like-
So at the beginning of the year, I was very.
That was my
well.
big-
Since they announced that it was gonna be Vegas, I've been. It's never gonna work. Like, look at Arizona. Like, and I was wrong, 100%. Because, well, there you go, Poets. I was wrong once. I pulled the Poets. Because those fans have been amazing. Them doing well definitely helped. Them doing this well in the playoffs definitely helps. I think them being the first sports team in Vegas helps because I feel like everybody there was just looking for some sort of team, and hockey coming in, them doing well, how fast and amazing the game is, the amazing amount of players in the league. How could you not fall in love? Like, if there's a sport and you want to go, that's the only sporting event in town, and it's been said around the league they have random people just go all the time to just random games, and they fall in love at the game. And not only that, but the show that they put on.
That pregame ceremony was the most
amazing,
insane thing I've ever seen. I didn't know if it was weird or if I loved it.
So I said, like, at some point I'm like, come on, this is hockey. But then I'm like, it's Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, keep it going, man.
But it's just so funny though. Like on the Spin and Chicken playoff preview, Biz Nasty was talking about. He's like, yeah, man, they're gonna have like a freaking knight fighting a king at center ice or something like that. And he's like, Witt's just like, that would just be obnoxious. There's no way that's gonna happen. Turn on game one, knight and a king.
Exactly
and then I was
what
like,
happened.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
The Battle of the Medievals.
Yeah. Phenomenal hockey too.
Yes,
I mean,
been great.
oh my god,
both goalies standing on their heads. Low scoring games, which I thought might happen, but I wasn't sure because Vegas is
4 total goals or something this entire 3.
I mean, LA only has 1. Vegas has 3. So yeah, 4 goals. I mean, yeah, and that was without Doughty last game for the Kings.
Yeah, Doughty suspended.
How do you guys feel about that?
I thought it was
dumb.
I thought it was right.
Dumb. I think we talked about it last podcast. Still dumb.
I don't think.
No, we haven't.
No.
Okay, whatever. We
talked about it last night.
Okay, sure. Dumb.
Dumb that he was suspended, or
Yes.
dumb? Okay.
100%.
Why was it dumb that he was suspended?
Because the initial point of contact was the shoulder. Whoever the player was, I can't think of his name right now, pulled up to try and jump away from Doughty, which that's a hockey play. And Doughty just went to throw the hit because that's what Doughty does. He lays the body. He clips barely a part of the jaw. Player doesn't get hurt. Like, there's no need for that. There's been plays in the playoffs way, way worse than that and have not led to suspension. So why is
I will
that
agree
a
with that.
suspension? Why? Be consistent with it, at least if you're going to give him a game for that. Because that was bullshit, and I'm sticking to that.
Here's my thing. I think that initial point of contact thing is bullshit because he grazes his shoulder and gets him flush in the jaw.
But no,
and he rises up into it.
Yeah, because that's what you do when you throw a hit. You throw your body and you rise up into it.
I know.
No, that's dumb.
You have to see. We're watching the GIF right now. The Vegas player is clearly trying to cut towards the middle, so he's going to open his body up. He has to take a different angle there.
So what do you want him to do?
Take a different angle there to take his shoulder.
You can't take a different angle there. He's literally going straight at him. What do you want him to slow up and not throw the body? That's not hockey.
No, he cuts to the inside of him. He cuts in front of him.
Because he knows he's pulling up to go to the middle, so he wants to get all of him and that he can.
Then don't cut all the way in front of him. Stay right with him.
No.
That way you don't get suspended.
Just no. You're wrong.
I think he should have gotten suspended.
You've never thrown a check before, so you don't know what it's like.
I understand it's a fast game and whatever shit happens.
And that's also in slow-mo.
And this is in slow motion, right.
Which also just frustrates the hell out of me that everything is in slow-mo now and everybody bases it off the slow-mo version. But it's hard not to.
It's a hit to the head, and a hit to head is the hit to the head. I think they also took into effect the fact that Doughty was getting pummeled all game long.
Which you shouldn't take into effect.
No, I don't think you should do that either.
Okay, but yeah, going back to hit to the head, what about Ryan Johansson's fucking destroying whoever the hell it was in the corner?
And
that was fucking way more to the head than this. And not only that, his head fucking rang off the corner of the boards.
Yeah, I agree that it needs
and
to
everybody
be more
was
consistent.
like, "Oh my god, look at that!" Like, no, that was fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, that was fucking way worse than this shit.
I agree, and it needs to be more consistent.
And that was a fucking
100%
unreal hit though by Johansson.
I definitely think that this was suspendable though.
No, that's dumb.
Not in the playoffs.
No.
I don't think.
No. You're out. You're outnumbered here, folks.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Moving on.
Yep, moving on.
How do you guys feel going back to LA? How do you think it's gonna go?
I think LA will probably still 2 there. They've been close in Vegas.
Being home,
But
having
you know
Doughty
what
back.
The thing is, Vegas has outshot the hell out of them.
Yeah,
Vegas,
they only
honestly,
had 30
30
shots on
in-
net through 5 periods.
Yeah.
Vegas looks good too.
Yeah.
And they were talking. One of the players saying how their island of misfit toys, and kind of that's been like the theme all year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think any other team in the league rolls 4 lines the way that they do.
No.
And it's just a bunch of players trying to prove everybody wrong, like we've been saying all year, and it's still working.
Honestly, they're just going out and having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
They're playing hockey. They're working.
They don't
their
feel
asses
any
off,
pressure
and
right now.
They're just having fun, which is the key. And that's kind of like the first year the Hawks won the cup. Just a bunch of kids out there having fun playing hockey, not realizing what kind of moment they're in, and what they're doing to the league right now.
Right.
Mark Andre with a .983 save percentage right
Yeah.
now.
He's been unbelievable.
Awesome.
You guys sticking to what you said though for this round?
Oh,
This
yeah,
year?
definitely Vegas.
It's going to 7 still.
You
I
guys
think
are
it's still
saying
going to
Vegas and 7
Yeah.
still?
Yeah.
I think I said Vegas in 6 before. Maybe I said 7. I can't remember. But I definitely think it's going to be Vegas coming out of there with it. I think L.A. wakes up at home, though.
I'm still sticking to LA.
L.A.? Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
It all depends if if LA can steal one in Vegas in later.
Well,
that's what they always say. You don't
right
lose a
there.
series till you lose a game at home.
Right.
So, but yeah, another pretty good series, Anaheim San Jose, final one in the West.
Yeah.
Which nobody gets to watch because they're all fucking starting at 9:30.
Yeah.
I've fallen asleep during both of their games.
Yes.
So I don't have
But watch
much
at least
to go
the first
on.
period.
Yeah.
Evander Kane coming
Evander
out.
Kane.
Evander Kane.
Welcome to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had a feeling that he would
Mm-hmm.
do well, because I think he's had like 13 since going to San Jose. He played 11 games, had 13 goals or something like that, or vice versa. One of those two.
It was
But
ridiculous.
Yeah, it just shows like being on a good team. He's a good player, and
Yeah. I
was on the bandwagon that he's a scumbag and
Oh yeah.
I'm
a
still
joke, but he's
waiting to see him do something stupid in the playoffs, get a bit carried away. I think he might do something, have
So
a borderline
far.
hit.
But I mean,
he's
playing
not,
up against,
but he's
like,
not really the
he's-
player
no.
that
Throws cheap shots.
His issue is off ice.
yes, on ice it's just a
He was just
lack of
Invisible.
want.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I mean, going up against a guy like Corey Perry every night, and he hasn't done anything stupid yet, I don't think he's gonna. Because fuck Corey Perry, he's also
He
a
had-
scumbag.
In his 17 games with San Jose, he had 9 goals, 5 assists.
Okay, we'll get back to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Corey Perry, just riding the whole scumbag theme. Corey Perry coming in out of nowhere and blasting Melker Carlson.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Just out of nowhere.
That should be a suspension.
That's
then.
absolutely should be a suspension.
It
He
won't be,
comes
though.
in and he blindsides him.
Not even near the puck.
I mean, he's digging for the puck, and it's a good thing that Carlson saw him at the last second. He picked his head up right before he gets wrecked. Perry's just a piece of shit. I hate him.
Yeah. He does pull off some funny stuff, but it's not.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No. First game was 3-0 Sharks.
Right.
Not too much fight back from the Ducks there, which was weird.
Vander Kane with two
Two,
goals,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
game winner, and Brent Burns bingo in,
Yep.
which is huge for them to
Mhm.
see him get a goal right away. Last night was game 2. San Jose steals it again in Anaheim, which, going back to it, you don't lose a series to lose at home, and they lost
Mhm.
both games at home. So, and they say that San Jose is one of the hardest buildings to play in.
The
Oh,
Shark
yeah.
Tank gets
They say
loud.
it gets fucking loud in there. I would love to go to a game
Mhm.
there. So yeah, the Anaheim has shot themselves in the foot right now.
Yeah.
Not showing much fight really.
Jones
What was
is
it last
playing
night?
good.
3-2
3-2.
actually. So I
Yeah.
mean,
So and it got a little. I thought that this series was going to be also a bloodbath. They don't like each other, and there are guys on Anaheim, aka Corey Perry, Bieksa, Kessler, who are
BX
just-
is out though.
That's true. Who are scumbags, and they reared their ugly head last night. So we'll see what
Here's-
happens with that, if that gets
And here's another
any
thing.
worse or not.
Joe Thornton hasn't played yet.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Joe Thornton's coming back.
You know,
Yeah.
like somebody at the
I
se-
don't think so.
There's
He is.
I know he started
MCL
skating.
or
He
something
started
like
that.
skating
Yeah.
with the team.
His knee went this
Yeah.
forward, and his body went backwards, and
But I mean,
snappy.
if there's
snap,
any
snap.
way that he could play, I mean,
Huge.
that's,
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
like that would.
I
be
mean, they're already shitting on him right now.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm glad I called that guy.
Yeah.
I'm glad I picked pick the Sharks on this one because they definitely look like the better team.
Moving on.
And
to...
it's surprising because Gibson's been playing for Anaheim, too. I thought a big question mark would be Miller over Gibson, but Gibson's back, and Jones has just been looking a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, go ahead.
Speaking about goaltenders, Keith Kincaid, the magic has run out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Magic has run out for Keith Kincaid. Schneider came in halfway through the second yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, last night or yesterday. Yeah.
Tampa won 5-3 yesterday and 5-2 in Game 1.
Which Game 1, 5-2 did not indicate the actual play.
No.
Because it was they were up 3-0 in Taylor Hall, first game of the playoffs ever. Bingos right away.
They made it 3-2.
Make it 3-2 and then go up. And there was 7 minutes left in the game, and they get 4-2, and then they get the empty netter to make it 5-2, which makes it seem like it was a blowout, but it was actually a close game. Yeah, and then they scored another one to make it 3-2.
Yeah.
So yeah, another team actually pushing back on the Lightning, but not gonna stand a chance.
Is exactly what I thought was gonna happen. Though, like some fight, but
they also outshot Tampa 44-26 last game.
Yeah. So Vasilevsky shook off the cobwebs. He's not tired anymore.
Yeah. He's just been trolling the league.
Yeah.
The last couple months.
Yeah. I think you go with Schneider for Game 3. He was pretty good. I don't think he gave up a goal. Maybe he gave up
You're
one.
down 2-0. I mean, you got to try something different.
Yeah. I think you definitely go back to Schneider for Game 3. Kincaid does not look good really all series long.
No.
So.
And, I mean, he's a good goalie.
Yeah. And he's proved that he could play in the playoffs, Schneider.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. Tampa, like we said, just kind of pooping on him right now.
Which
are.
Is kind of surprising that Stamkos, Kucherov don't have all of their goals.
Yeah, Alex Killorn leads it with 3.
Yeah, because
he had 2 of them yesterday.
Yeah, they're so fucking deep. They're so good. They just have so much fucking
team.
depth.
Mm-hmm.
So scary.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's honestly right now to me, there's 2 teams in the West and there's 2 teams in the East that could have potential to win the cup, and they're both playing each other second round if they move on, which looks like they might. So.
Yeah,
which sucks.
Yeah.
Because those, like Winnipeg, Nashville should be the Western Conference final.
Yep.
But who knows? Maybe they don't get past like a Vegas or something. Anyways,
right.
So who cares?
So yeah, Tampa up 2-0 in that series. Let's move on to a game that is playing their second game tonight. Thank you. Washington and Columbus. Washington blows a lead late in the third.
3-0, right?
Yeah.
Was it 3-0? I thought it was 2-0.
I'm gonna check real quick.
Yeah.
It was 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0. Blow a 3-2 lead late in the third. Columbus ties it up thanks to Seth Jones putting forth a Norris Trophy effort
100%.
this year so far. I know they don't.
I think
take
we were talking
players
about
into
him
effect.
too.
Yeah.
Before the series started, about
we
were interested to see
He'll be
how
an
he
X
would
factor.
do, and came up big when they needed him.
And then the man, the myth, legend, Breadman, with an individual effort to seal the game that was
No effort.
so disgusting.
Pushes the best goal of the playoffs between him and Forsberg right
Yeah,
now.
absolutely. I mean, he had zero angle to put that far side over the glove, and somehow
And it just
he
looked
did
like
it.
no effort either on it. It was just like, just another shot.
And it was kind of like, it was kind of funny too, because like, that was like an Ovi goal.
Yeah.
And he did it against Washington, in Washington, and I feel like the fans were like, oh, fuck. Like,
Here we go again.
well, not only that, but like, I don't know. It was just kind of weird because like Ovi does that all the time. He wheels around that corner and then just chips it up far side, far corner. And yeah, it was weird seeing Panarin do it in Washington on that same side that Ovi always does it.
3 points for Artemi.
Okay, so people are pissed off about this, saying he's not a playoff player, and now he is. Yes, it's frustrating,
Right.
because like we were talking about it last night, he had 35 points in the last 21 games of the season when Brandon Saad had 35 all year. Not a big deal. But looking at it, playing Washington is a lot different than playing St. Louis and Nashville. In the fact that Washington doesn't throw their weight around a lot, and the other two teams do. And it goes back to kind of the West is more of I want to say like grimy league or conference, because there's a lot more physical play and a lot bigger bodies. And in the East, it's more finesse. So I feel like it's just an easier game for him to play right now in the playoffs against the Caps than it would be anyone else in the West right now.
I mean, I jokingly tweeted out the other day, I was like, is it wrong for me to be pissed at Panarin for having 3 goals in an overtime G-dub, because I am? I mean, it's extremely frustrating. But I was going back and forth with Tom Pauly, one of the coaches for Sandberg.
Frequent Rowdy Pine question asker.
Nope.
Just kidding.
It's Joe. Close.
Yeah, fuck you, Tom.
Yep, fuck you, Tom. We were going back and forth, and he was like, he had 8 points, and 5 of them were on the power play in his playoff career with the Hawks. He was like, that's better than most Hawk performers in the past 2 years.
And I feel like we all kind of shit on him for his playoff performance, but when you think about it, he didn't do well last year in the playoffs.
But who did?
They got fucking swept. It didn't look good doing it. And against St. Louis, he actually had put up a couple quite a bit of good numbers, like as you just stated. I mean, he didn't look bad against St. Louis, really, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just frustrating, I guess.
It's
more so as a Hawks fan
it's more
than I am
being
angry
frustrated
at him.
with Bowman and not Panarin, but you
Right.
blame Panarin just because.
That's the easy thing to do.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that's what everybody does when it comes to Bowman fucking up. They blame everybody else because it's easy.
So we are no better than everybody else.
Yes, but we have a podcast.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Another guy who seemed to have to prove himself this year, and rightfully so, was Bobrovsky, and he was very good
Yeah,
in Game 1. Very good.
not only playoff did he have to prove himself, but against the Caps because he didn't have good numbers against the
No.
Caps. So yeah, that's
I thought
definitely good to see if you're a Blue Jackets fan.
Kuznetsov had 2 in, 20 seconds or something like that, and I thought,
He would fall apart.
oh boy, here it
goes.
comes.
Yeah,
Oh boy. Because
and then-
one of them was Kuznetsov just coming down the wing, and he ripped one over his glove, and I was like, oh my god, you
Here we
have
go.
you
Yep,
have to have
that's
that
it.
one.
and then another goalie debacle. Holtby
Yeah.
and,
Grubauer and Holtby.
Grubauer.
I didn't get to see much of that game, but what I did see, it didn't seem like Grubauer was bad.
no,
You know, I don't think you can really fault him for any of those goals. I think you definitely go back to him for Game 2.
yeah,
They
I
are.
mean,
You know,
keep
yeah.
riding the hot hand, and yeah, like you said, he didn't look terrible.
Yeah.
Just kind of Washington falling apart like they usually do. Do you think it's they're just in Washington D.C. The government falls apart all the time. And they're just following along.
You
with
know
those
what?
Can we
It's-
not bring
like-
politics into this?
Yeah, but I mean, like the government shut down. Why can't the Caps
Why
shut
can't
down
the
the
Caps shut
playoffs?
Oh, the streak
God
of
damn
it is over.
Actually, I was wondering. You jogged this in my head when you said that.
I don't really jog often.
Yeah.
I believe it's jogging actually.
It's yogging. Yeah.
It's a silent J
Um,
or soft J.
do you think that they went up 3-2 and it was late in the third and they kind of looked at each other and went,
Holy fuck!
"It's happening again, guys! It's happening again." And then they got a penalty and they went, "Oh my god, guys! It's happening again. This is the same thing." And then Columbus tied it and they went, "Oh my god, guys! It's happening again. It's happening again."
I don't know.
No.
I don't think it would happen right now because they're not playing Pittsburgh in the second round. And if it was Pittsburgh in the second round, then
Maybe,
yes, they would
yeah.
be. But I mean, at some point, it's got to be in your head. Like, can we ever do this?
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be. Like,
Right. Like, I mean,
I
when
think this-
when Jones tied the game up late in the third,
I-
that entire bench had to look at each other and go, "You got to be kidding me."
yeah, like I felt, yeah, when that happened, like, there's no way Columbus is losing that game.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
bounce back from a 2-0 deficit. They come back in the third, tie it up 3-3 with 5 minutes left to go. So I mean, we'll see how they do. They have to win at home.
Yeah.
I feel like tonight's a must-win for the Caps.
Oh my God. Yes. I mean,
'Cause
you can't go into Columbus. Columbus gets crazy in the playoffs. You can't go in there down 2-0.
Absolutely.
No.
And because you're not coming home because your fans will kill you.
Yes, absolutely.
for making them cry again.
Hashtag Packer shit.
Yeah.
So Columbus and Washington, they play game 2 tonight.
6:30.
6:30. Thank you very much. Moving on to a game that was already played this afternoon. Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, game 1. Brian Elliott gets the start. Lets up 5 goals. Gets
on.
absolutely destroyed. He looked horrendous. They switch him out for Mrazek. Mrazek gives up 2. Didn't look terrible. Thought going into game 2 they're going to go to Mrazek because that's probably the obvious choice, right? No. Brian Elliott. And I thought they deserve to lose this series in 4 games.
Yeah. And he played good.
Played well. He played well.
So
got a little lucky a couple times. Sidney Crosby missed a wide open net.
Yeah.
But I mean, still played pretty decent. And Philly came out of there winning 5-1.
This is and then today.
And today,
keep going.
Pittsburgh comes out, scores the first goal of the game. Sidney Crosby, who now has I think 800 points in this series.
Oh, yeah.
He has.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It wasn't 4; it was 800.
7 points in the series, 4 goals and 3 assists. One of the goals was an
stupid
out of midair backhand top shelf off of
Redirect.
Elliott's shoulder.
Baseball swing.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's your typical Sidney Crosby goal.
Yeah.
He starts it off for the Pens. They go up 1-0. 1-0 after the first. You think maybe a Philadelphia Pots went in here in the second period. Oh, Pittsburgh scored 2 in 5 seconds. Just kidding. See you later.
Mm-hmm.
Down 4-0. Pittsburgh Pots won. Or excuse me, Philly Pots won. Pittsburgh wins it 5-1.
I think this is the battle of the shit on.
Yeah.
Because it seems like a team gets shit on and they get pissed, and then the next game they shit on the other team, and then the next game that team's pissed, so they come back and shit on them again.
That was one of the things that we said in our playoff preview. That there were going to be a lot of goals in this series,
and it's
through
bloodbath,
3 games, Pittsburgh has a 12-13.
So
and Philadelphia has 6.
Actually, no, it's what? Oh no, yeah, you're right, 13.
13. Yeah.
So
and Philly has 6. So
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So if you're gonna put money down, I might put money down on Philly in game 4.
Yeah.
To
plus
dick
7
on them.
nothing win. Yeah.
So
and how about one thing we point out? Every time they showed Phil Kessel after a shift,
oh my God,
he's just
down.
on the bench.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
great.
God, so funny.
But yeah, for this one, I mean, after game 1, I was like, fuck. Pittsburgh's going to go win 3 in a row.
Yeah.
They're going to do it. And then game 2 happened. I was like, maybe not. And then this happened. I'm like, well, I'm just too mixed emotion right now. I can't fucking figure it out. I just need to calm down.
Like, we were watching it for a little bit while waiting to get here, and I said, I'm like, there's times where I'm like, there's no way. And then it's like you watch them, like, play off Pittsburgh.
And
it's just a different beast.
Yeah.
It really
like,
is.
it's ridiculous.
It's unbelievable. Fucking Crosby steps it up, which I don't know how he does because he's Sidney Crosby. Jake Gensel plays unbelievable in the playoffs, apparently. Adding Derek Brassard was huge. He scored today. Malkin got 2 bingos. Phil. I mean, it's stupid.
Pause on Derek Brassard for a second. He slew-footed one of the Philadelphia Flyer guys behind the net and threw a tantrum when he saw that he got called for it. I was blown away because it was such a terrible tripping call. Or not, it was a terrible play, but it was absolutely a tripping call.
Yeah.
You know, and for some reason he bitched and moaned about it.
He was upset about it.
I was like,
Yeah,
what are you doing?
I know. I saw that. That was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's still going to be Pittsburgh this one.
Absolutely.
Up 2-1. Philly's definitely putting up a fight. I do think this one goes 7, just because, like I said, it's going to be shit on back and forth, and then Pittsburgh's going to be the last one to shit on Philly.
I think 6 the minimum. But, yeah.
Yeah, so
I think Philly gets at least one more win here. All right, you ready?
no.
All right, here we go. Boston, Toronto. The one series that I think everybody in the NHL thought
Was going to be the best.
was going to be so close. this is going to be absolutely the most entertaining series. And it has been for just one team. And Boston has absolutely overpowered Toronto in every aspect.
But no, they haven't at the same time.
They have, but they haven't.
Exactly. And it's frustrating as fuck because Toronto is such a better team than they're being right now. And it's
So what is the main issue?
Bounces. They have no puck luck right now. Game 1.
What is the main issue that they could fix?
Power
How about
play.
that?
Power play. 0 for 3 or 4 in the game 1, and Boston was 4 for 6 in game 1. They also had a 5-minute power play, Boston, but that's killer. I mean, you don't even get 1 on the power play. You were second in the league in power play this year. But yeah, going back to puck luck. Game 1, Marner and Matthews both missed empty nets. That's huge. And that was before they were losing big. But game 1, still fucking rattled and pissed. Of course, Marchand scores the first fucking goal of this series, and not only that, Backus gets his fucking second. The two guys I can't fucking stand in this entire league score. But anyways, goal 1, Marchand on the power play, 110% fucking offsides, 100%. They came out with the picture later. Babcock doesn't even flinch to challenge it. Why?
Because everybody was looking at Bergeron.
Yes,
and
I
not
know, but
Marchand.
No, and exactly.
Yeah.
That's 100% correct because I was looking at Bergeron and you even said Marchand's off. I was like, oh no, they're.
I was
looking at
so
Bergeron.
confused as to why they were talking about Bergeron.
And I had no idea that Marchand. You said it. But you have a team for this reason exactly upstairs that tells you when to challenge and when not to. And how do they miss that? How does not one single person see that?
I have no idea.
And if I'm on that team, I'm not looking at Bergeron. I'm looking at the whole line, just in case, because you never know. And that was 100% offside. And not only that, it was offside. Okay, whatever. They still score. Roman Polak, you fucking dumb piece of shit. You let that puck go right between your legs, and you let Marchand get right around you. You are a fucking pylon, and you're a fucking cone. A cone would have been better because you couldn't go through it. You could not pass through a cone. Pissed. But anyways, offside. That goal is offsides. If they end up killing that PK, Hyman comes down and makes an unbelievable play to score. That's 1-0 Toronto the other way, and that's a whole different ball game.
Yep, and that could change the complexion of the entire, not only the game, but like
the whole series,
the
basically.
Series. Yeah,
and
I mean it.
Boston was all over in first 10 minutes of that game. Toronto was all over Boston the second 10 minutes of that first period. And, I mean, you score that one, you're up 1-0 instead of tied 1-1, and you're all over them that whole second 10 minutes, and maybe one of those empty nets goes in, you're up 2-0. That's huge. And I'm just speculating because I'm a Leafs fan and an asshole, and I'm very upset. But it's a whole different game.
I could care less, and I agree with you.
Yeah. And so if they end up getting, and everybody was saying like, oh, it was a 5-1 game, so what? It's 4-1. No, it was the time and place of the goal. And not only that, if they end up losing big time, at least I would be less frustrated about it.
Right.
Because I was like, okay, they got worked 100%. Boston worked them. But at this point, it's like the game could have been different.
Yeah.
And I seen somebody comment on the picture about it, like on Instagram or whatever. And it was like, oh, like the challenge for offsides wasn't meant for this type of inch of play. It's for the obvious ones. And I'm like, to a degree, we argued about this. I remember over the summer, and I said kind of the same thing. Like when it comes down to inches and you're challenging it, it's like frustrating. But you said you're like, it's offsides.
Yeah.
And 100%, you're
Yeah.
right. It's offsides.
It goes back all the way to 2014 conference final. Jeff Carter was half a foot offsides, and nobody caught it, and they went down and they scored. That game went to overtime. Hawks lost.
Yeah.
That could have been back-to-back right there. Could have been back-to-back-to-back.
Yeah.
You know?
And
I mean, it's...
when it's offside, it's
game of
offside.
inches.
You can't... Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
when everything's...
that's what the rule is there for.
Exactly. And this day and age, when you have so many different angles, so much technology, and games come down to inches and slow-mo, why not use it to your advantage?
And I mean, so many people are talking about, how come goalie interference is at the referee's discretion? That's so stupid. Like, if you want to start to throw in, it's only 2.5 inches offside instead of 3 inches offside, so he's fine. Like that, are you kidding me?
Well, that kind of, and it kind of goes to the too many men rule as well. Like, you basically have a 5-foot window or whatever it is.
Yeah,
it's like it's too many men.
Mm-hmm.
You have too many
You
men.
have
on
a
the
lot
ice.
of people on the ice.
Yeah.
Like,
but I don't know. They end up winning 5-1 final.
5-1.
They look
Nazem
good doing it.
Kadri,
yes, go ahead.
joins the scumbag
The
parade.
suspension list.
Oh my God. Tommy Wingles on his knees.
Wait, before that, can I just say that nobody's talking about it, but Wingles threw a huge elbow to Marner's head right before that happened, and
I didn't see that.
and that's why Kadri did what he did. Does not.
No.
And I'm not saying that he should have done
That
that
it justifies
whatsoever.
it at
Yeah,
all.
absolutely. That's what I was trying to say. But he doesn't get a penalty for it. He hit Marner right in the head. Chara was holding Marner there, and Wingles comes in and gets Marner in the head. Wingles falls, and Kadri comes in and throws a flying ass at.
And he took 5-6 strides.
He jumped threw his ass right at Wingle's head. That's literally just not caring about another person's life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally just not. Forget hockey. Like, you literally don't care about this person's life
Mm-hmm.
right now because you can kill this guy. Terrible play, which sucks because Kadri's
gutless.
It really is gutless, and it sucks because Kadri is a really great player, and he's a 30-goal scorer this year. Huge for the Leafs on the defensive end. He's a two-way player, but he's the kind of player that lets his emotions get up the best of him, and it's not his first suspension, and I don't think it's going to be his last because he does stupid shit like this.
Was 3 games the right call or too little, too much?
Oh,
Perfect.
absolutely the right call.
I was hearing, like, listening to podcasts, some guys were like, oh, it should be 5. Other guys were like, oh, no, he got the 5 in the game for that one, so it should be like 1 or 2. 3's perfect. If Doughty's bullshit of a hit was 1, this should be 3.
Sends the message.
Yeah.
And like we said before, playoff games count more than regular season games do. So, 100% 3. And it hurts the Leafs.
Oh,
time.
absolutely it does.
Hurts them down the middle. It hurts them on the PK.
He was one of their top performers for the past 3 months.
Yeah, he's been great this year, which really sucks, and it's frustrating. So, I mean, Boston ended up getting 5-minute power play, a bunch of other power plays. They capitalize on all of them. Fucking their top line. Going into the series, by the way, the Bruins coach, I can't think of his name, said that they were not going to line match.
Yeah.
Horseshit, 100%. Because Bergeron's out there every time Matthews is out there. But that line is, right now, the Leafs can't handle it.
Yeah.
The Bergeron, Marchand, Pasta line. 20 points between the 2 games for
Pasta
that line.
with 9, 4 goals, 5 apples.
Yeah.
Game 2
sucks.
wasn't much better it was actually worse for Toronto, in my opinion.
I didn't get to watch this because we were at the Wolves game, obviously.
Yeah.
Getting Boston putting up a 4 spot in the first period sucks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, bounces.
They kind of,
It was 0-0 or 1-0. I can't remember. Boston was
no,
on the power
I think
play.
that was the 3rd or 4th goal. No, it was the 3rd one for sure. I think it was the one that took out Freddie.
No.
You talking about the one that went off the foot and in?
No.
Oh, sorry.
I'm pretty sure it was 0-0 at this point. Kasperi Kapanen gets a shorthanded breakaway, makes an amazing move on Rask off the post. And I'm pretty
literally
sure
directly off the post where it bounced straight back.
out. Yep. And then I think Boston ended up scoring on that power play. So, I mean, Kapanen puts that in. It's a fucking 1-0, and you just scored a
On a
shorthanded
shorty.
goal.
Yeah.
That's huge. Game changer. But lack of bounces, again, I mean, it's puck luck at this point. It's frustrating. You can't blame it on anything. You just got to struggle through it until one goes your way. And, I mean, Boston scores 4. One, which sucks for Freddie because he looked good. The first 3, I would say there was nothing he could do on.
I think the 3rd one was when he got pulled.
Yeah, so I mean, all 3, there was nothing he could do. One going off Zaitsev foot. Another one, Zaitsev didn't tie the man up in front, Pasta, and he makes a great move. It's just, And then like I said, we didn't watch the game, but my dad said the second period, Toronto was all over Boston and they looked amazing.
I think they ended up out shooting them at the end of the game. So,
Yeah. So
maybe some momentum going home.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Got to be. And you can't get embarrassed like that in Toronto.
No.
Against the Bruins.
Outshot them 33-28.
One thing I wanted to comment on, I think it was Pasternak's hat-trick goal. Austin Matthews should be ashamed of himself.
Yeah.
Because he was sitting there, stick at his waist.
He pulled an Ovi.
Not even moving his feet, gliding, watching Pasternak 2 feet in front of him walk around and score.
Yeah.
Shit happens. It's
What
hockey.
are you doing?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
He's frustrated.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That was bullshit. I was pretty fucking pissed when I saw that one because I like Austin Matthews. I didn't think he was that type of guy.
Well, he's young. He's still learning.
Yeah.
And the Leafs need to turn it around.
Yep.
Because you don't know what this team's going to be like next year.
Yeah.
Or the next years to come with the contracts that they're going to be signing. So they need to make a move this year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm throwing an audible since we're going to over in time.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so biggest surprise of the playoffs so far, just real quick.
I don't have one.
That's got to be Toronto being
Toronto.
so bad. Yeah.
Okay, and then last question, then we'll wrap it up. Which 0-2 team best chance of coming back winning their series?
I'd say Toronto.
Depends on what Washington does tonight. But, yeah, I would probably go with Toronto.
No LA?
No.
I'm sticking to Toronto.
Okay.
What about you?
I was probably going to say Toronto or LA.
Yeah.
I think the Kings match is going to end. Something's got to happen. Someone's got to happen with that.
Yeah.
But who knows? I've been saying, I also said that they're going to be the worst start in franchise history to start the year, so I'm an idiot.
They're going to win the whole goddamn thing. Let's just throw that out there.
If they do, the NHL is so fucking rigged.
Oh.
The Hawks are going to get the
Yep.
number 1 pick next year, and everybody's going to be like, what the fuck?
What is happening?
Oh, also, we should be rooting against Nashville because we get their conditional first, and wherever they land, or we get their first, and so wherever they land, we get the better pick out of it.
That's true. So
Let's go
Avs.
Winnipeg. Oh, Avs. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
But
but
that's
we
not
all know
gonna
it's
happen.
good.
So
Let's go
Winnipeg.
yeah.
All right. I think that's just about it.
Nothing else? You guys
No.
want to say anything?
No.
Nope.
Like nothing.
I think we're
Butts, farts.
I think we talked a lot.
Hockey.
We're pretty far overboard here. So yeah, farts, butts, hockey. Thanks. Thanks for listening, everybody. For Poetzy, Nolly, and Jarom.
Nailed
We'll
it.
see you later.
Nailed it. Nice.
Thanks.
Gross.
Follow the guys on Twitter at WCBP, on Instagram, WCBPodcast, and like them on Facebook, the Windy City Benders Podcast. The Windy City Benders Podcast.